Hello, everybody. This is a conversation I had with Skid Row's Sebastian Bach back on 9/6/2011. I know you'll dig the interview, so please help support my YouTube page with a click. Click. Thank you. A click on like.
Hi, can I speak to Sebastian, please?
That's me.
Hi, Sebastian. Steve Rosen from Ultimate Guitar.
All right, what's going on?
Oh, not too much. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
Terrific.
Cool.
You got a few minutes to talk here?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Excellent, man. Sebastian, the new record, man, I really thought it was really, really good.
Well, if your magazine is Ultimate Guitar, you definitely should. I got the next fucking hotshot rock star guitar player that is going to blow every guitar player away. His name is Nick Sterling, and you should probably be interviewing him.
Yeah, absolutely, and maybe we'll get to him. He's an unbelievable guitar player. Yep. Sebastian, I mean, along those lines, obviously you've played with some, pretty extraordinary guitar players in your career. I mean, what was it about, Nick's playing that sort of drew you to him? I mean, what is it that you look for in a guitar player?
Well, talking about music is kind of like funny because we're trying to all describe like why we like a sound.
Yeah.
I don't know why I love his sound. I mean, it's just basically I either like a riff or a song or I don't, and it's like it's. People can say I'm hard to work with, but I don't see that at all. If I like a song, and if I like a riff, a guitar riff, and I can put emotion into the melody that I sing over top of it, that's what I'm really good at. And if I emotionally invested in music, then I can put my heart into it. And basically I saw Nick in a Guitar World magazine. There was an ad for an amp or something. And he looked really cool. I'm not gonna lie. He looked like a rock star. He totally did. I go, who the fuck is this guy? Like when I flipped through the magazine, he looked like a rock star. And so I was looking for a new guitar player, and I didn't know if he was going to be any good or not. I went to his YouTube page, and that blew me away. And then I went to nicksterling.com. And there's a song on Kickin' and Screamin' called Dance on Your Grave.
Yeah.
The riff goes da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, and that riff came blasting out of my computer, and I couldn't believe it. I go, not to throw anybody under the bus, but my first thought when I heard that exact riff, I go, Skid Row wish they wrote that riff.
That's funny.
I go, that's the shit. I go, that, and I really think because he's very young, that when we came up with the first Skid Row record, we were his age.
Oh wow!
Around that age, So I think that really rock and roll really has a lot to do with the spirit of being like a teenager and just being reckless and free and wild, and you can't help it when you're 19, 20, 21. And I am very immature. I haven't progressed much past 14 myself, so that's like my personality, and it very, 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 very much reminds me of Ozzy with Randy. Like Randy's like the wonder kind, prodigal guitar player, like an angel, and Ozzy's the old crazy fucking wild man.
Interesting. I mean, Sebastian, is the process different? You working on like your solo record, you working with Nick, as opposed to sort of those Skid Row records that were more kind of band records? I mean, is the dynamic different, where it's basically kind of your name in the big letters, and these bands working with you, as opposed to sort of the Skid Row thing that was sort of a band project? I mean,
no, I don't do anything at all different in my new. I don't do anything different at all. I do the exact same thing. If I heard Monkey Business, and they'd go, "Do you like this?" I go, "Yeah, I like this." What I would say is that there's far less arguing. The thing is, Nick doesn't walk in the room and say, "I'm the songwriter, you're the singer." That's such garbage. Like, that's just a foolish way to live your life. If somebody has a good idea, use it. Like, don't say that's not my idea, so we can't use it. Like, what kind of immaturity is that? That's just like a ridiculous. I don't see how you can make good music your whole life if you demand that you're the only one that can have an idea. I don't think you're going to have very good music.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I think that my stuff proves it. I mean, I've always done the exact same thing. You know, the album "Slave to the Grind" was a real collaborative effort, and so was the first record. But the first record, we were just kids. I was a little boy, and I didn't know if I changed all the notes in 18 in Life and I Remember You, which I did, that put all these screams in. I didn't know I was helping writing the melody line.
Gotcha.
I was just a little boy. I just was, hey, can I do this? Ah! They're like, yeah, do that.
You know, it's really interesting, Sebastian. I mean, you know, you bring up obviously songs, 18 in Life, Monkey Business, I Remember You, Youth Gone Wild. I mean, in a lot of ways, I mean, we sort of look at Sebastian Bach as, you know, he was the guy who sang those songs. But in truth, I mean, you know, if we listen to the new record, you know, I mean, to be honest, I know Sebastian Bach can rock. I mean, I know you can do that stuff, man, but I get turned on when I hear things like, you know, Caught in a Dream or I'm Alive. I mean, it's that other thing, you know, it's you know, I guess my question here is, how far will your audience, you know, people who know you from Skid Row and that heavier thing, I mean, how far can you go sort of, you know, in this rock ballad thing, or however we want to describe it? I mean, will they follow you there? Are they willing to say, yeah, Sebastian can do these real Beatles-type melodies and these cool things, you know, or no, we need to hear Sebastian, you know, doing the 18 in Life, you know, forever, you know, over and over.
I think that I'm Alive and Dream Forever and Wishin' are totally along the lines of 18 in Life and I Remember You. I don't see any difference. I just see one is recorded in 1989 and one is recorded in 2011.
Interesting.
You know, I mean, those songs are 22, 25 years old, and you know, I mean, I consider these totally the logical follow-up. I mean, I'm the guy that chooses what I sing, you know, and I'm not interested in singing any of the music that my old band's making these days.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. I hear you.
It's not that, could this be the follow-up? This is the follow-up. Like, there is no other. Hang on one second.
Sure.
1 second. I mean, God, I mean, I know those songs as well as anybody else, and when I listen to the ballads on the new record, it's seamless. It's like, oh, here's the new one. And By Your Side on Angel Down, I don't see how you could like 18 in Life and not like I'm Alive. I don't see how that's possible.
Interesting. I mean, a song like Wishin', you know, kind of this acoustic guitar, this ballad thing. I mean, I get like do you remember Thunderclap Newman's song, Something in the Air?
Thunderclap Newman, wow. That's wild. The thing I get from Wishin' is kind of like a Rolling Stones thing.
Interesting.
One thing that I'm a stickler for when I'm doing a ballad is that it can't be a dirge. It's got to be on top of the beat. And Wishin', we had a couple different cuts, and Bob Marlette, the producer, he saw it more as a big rock ballad, dun 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 dun, like really more slower and more like wasted time kind of feel, or more like just a more. I don't know how to describe it.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
interesting.
Like really like wish it was slower and more not on top of the beat. And the one that I picked, and I had to fight everybody in the room on it, was the very first time Bobby played it on the drums. He didn't think about it or anything, and it's more on top of the beat.
Mm-hmm.
It's and I was like, this is what I want to sing to, and everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy as usual. And I'm like, this is the one that I feel in my heart. And the other ones were more Def Leppard-y. That's the word I was looking for.
Gotcha.
They were more like that. And that's not. I was like, no. To me, the lyrics have to sound like the music. And one person I learned that from was Halford in Judas Priest.
Oh, really?
He had an amazing way, like when he wrote the song like Desert Plains.
Yeah.
To me, it sounds exactly like I'm on a desert plain. I don't know why that is.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and Wishin', I just was thinking of the lyrics, and to me it had more of an upbeat feel than the slower thing. And live, I'm the same way. I think when you do a ballad live, if you do it too slow, it's just boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
You
I mean,
put the crowd to sleep.
Gotcha. I mean, Sebastian, I mean, songs like Wishin' and I hear it in Lost in the Light. I mean,
Lost in the Light. You're not going to believe the influence on that. Since you said Thunderclap Newman, I'm going to tell you the harmonies for the Lost in the Light are influenced by Gino Vanelli.
No kidding.
I'm not joking.
Wow.
I'm a big vinyl fan. Living inside myself, living without your love. Lost in the light. And he even says lost there. But I love playing old records. Gino Vanelli is a great singer.
Yeah, he is.
From the 70s who had incredible harmonies and I listen to tons of 70s music, and some of my harmonies. Steely Dan, I listen to all the time. And if you hear some of my harmonies, somebody said that. Who the fuck was it? Some musician, I was playing it for you, and they're like, dude, these harmonies are like straight up Steely Dan. I go, well, fuck, don't tell anybody.
That is so cool. I mean, like the melody for Lost in the Light, Sebastian, is it you kind of channeling in some remote way? Yeah, all of a sudden you trigger, well, Gino Vanelli, or would he sing this kind of melody? Obviously, it's not that specific, but I mean, is a melody on a song like that, is it something that you kind of, bam, it comes to you, and all of a sudden you're humming it? Is it, work on the end of the line?
Well,
No,
I can really be specific. I mean, I'll be totally specific on that exact song. One of the heaviest songs I ever heard is Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
When the riff goes and Ozzy comes in with that super high, no, where you going, what you gonna do. It sounds like it's at the top of his range, but it's so clean and clear. That's what I love about a lot of singing, when it's really clean and clear. And so when I hear a really heavy fucking riff like that, Lost in the Light, I go, oh, man, I just love how Ozzy would sing on Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath at that. So I'm not going to tell a lie. I kind of pictured those verses kind of like Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Interesting.
Yeah, but then when it got to the chorus, Nick's playing these chords that are very much Jeff Buckley influenced. Very, very. I gotta give you the keys. The chorus of playing the chords and everything are very. On the album Angel Down, our common ground in the band with Metal Mike was Judas Priest. That was the band we all loved. And on Kickin' and Screamin', me and Nick's favorite artist is Jeff Buckley, between me and him. And also we love Sly and the Family Stone. I turned him on to that. We love metal and everything, but Nick listens to an incredible array of music.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Buckley was the guy that we totally bonded on, trading bootlegs, and we collect all that kind of thing, and some of the chords he's playing are very, very much along those lines. So that's another flavor to the music too. That's
the cool. Talking about stuff that you've listened to and being a vinyl junkie, Sebastian. On your Beside Ourselves the record. I mean, you covered Little Wing and the Ramones and the Rush tune. I mean, I kind of get Hendrix and the Ramones. I guess Rush is a little far afield from me, but I mean, you dug all that stuff. All those types of bands meant something to you, and
yeah, I mean, to me, music's about not having any rules. I'm always astonished or kind of surprised when people are like, wow, you like that? I go, I like whatever the fuck I want to like. I mean,
mm-hmm.
Don't tell me what I should like. I mean, I like pretty much all kinds of music. That was something Dimebag said. He's like, there's very, very little music that I don't like. Like, I don't like boy bands. I don't like, there's a lot of rap that I don't understand because it's all the same note. I want to hear it go up and down a little bit sometimes. But, you know, pretty much, you know, I like a lot more music than I don't like. And I'm not looking to not like music.
Gotcha. Interesting. And along,
I collect it all. I want more of it. It makes me happy. You know, I like it.
Interesting. And along those lines, Sebastian, the last Hard Men record that you made.
Oh, I don't like that.
Don't you really? Wow,
No.
man, I thought it was a really good record.
What?
Man, I just thought it was a really interesting record.
Well, I have to regroup with that comment. I haven't heard that.
Really, what was it that kind of left you empty?
The production on it a lot. It was very not a great sounding album, but there are some songs in there that I really dug, like the title track that Kelly did, and Who Made You Do It, and Sleep was pretty heavy. There are some good songs in there. It's just I'm very much into the sound of a record. Like the sound of this Kickin' and Screamin' album, to me, sonically, on my headphones, on my Sony professional studio headphones, on my iPod, like I've listened to it a billion times. Like, I really like the production of it, but that's not what alternative music's about. Like, they'll play in a garbage can and fucking, whee, Steve Albini presents.
Gotcha. I mean, along those lines, what was it like working with Bob Marlette?
Bob Marlette was incredible. You know, obviously the technology is completely progressed since 1989. I mean, if you know, I mean, literally back then when we wanted to dub in a part, we would go to the little machine in the corner with the razor blade and cut the tape and put the tape in. Like, I mean, that's crazy to people now. That's how we did it. So now, of course, you can tweak things to the ninth degree and the nth degree, and Bob doesn't use too much of that, which I love. You know, it still sounds like me. It's not like Celine Dion or something.
Yeah.
It's me, but it's me with totally brand new production and brand new sounds. And I really think that's the big difference on the record is just a 2011 incredibly high-tech sounding album, and we pulled out all the stops. I mean, we made a real record with a real budget in a real studio and with a real producer. And so I consider myself lucky in 2011 to be even doing that. You know, I mean, I just signed a huge record deal, and you know, people don't really buy records, and I'm like, fucking, I'm one of the crazy ones that'll. I'll be doing this till the day I die because I love making albums. I love it. I don't care if people want singles. I don't give a shit. I'm not interested in what other people want. I want albums.
Interesting. I mean, Sebastian, could you sort of characterize what it was like working with Bob versus sort of what it was like working with kind of Michael Wagner on those first Skid Row records?
Wow. Well, that's not really fair to Michael because of the technology. It's just a completely different recording world now. I mean, maybe it's not fair to Bob Marlette because when I think of it, you know, okay, like when we had a good drum take in Slave to the Grind, it was like a precious thing because there was no such thing as Pro Tools. It didn't exist.
Right.
We couldn't move, or we couldn't quantize the drum beat and make it, you know, perfect and all that. It actually had to be perfect, and you know, we could dub in parts from this take and parts from that take. Well, you couldn't run the whole thing through the computer and move around the kick and the snare and put space between the snare hits. You know, you couldn't do any of that. So back then, you know, I remember the song "Slave to the Grind" we did on a demo, and then we went and re-recorded the whole record in the studio. But we ended up going back and using the demo because of the spirit of the drum take. And that ended up being on the record, and everybody's like, that's the heaviest song you guys ever did. And I'm going, well, it's a good thing we pressed record that day.
That's interesting. I mean, Sebastian, just a couple words on Subhuman Race. I mean, obviously it's your last record with Skid Row. I mean, were you kind of looking forward to pursuing a solo career? Did you think, shit, what am I going to do now?
I never in a million years wanted to pursue a solo career. That was done out of necessity, and also because I have this silly celebrity status to my name. I wanted to use all the TV shows that I do to help my rock and roll career. I mean, I get noticed walking down the street for Trailer Park Boys and Gilmore Girls, just as much as Skid Row.
Right.
Depends on what part of town I'm in. And if somebody watches me on the Gilmore Girls and notices me on the street, I'm like, oh, I want them to say, oh, that dude's got a new record. Oh, you know, like I want it all to be one thing, and it's hard, and it's actually not. It's easier like that. But that's the reason the album Sebastian Bach. I'm not doing all these television shows because I enjoy the art form of television. Like, I mean, I like some better than others. I like, you know, Gilmore Girls and Trailer Park Boys were two really fun shows I did. But all these reality shows I do, I basically do to help my rock and roll career, to make my name bigger. So I never wanted to pursue a solo career. I just wanted to make music. It's just my dad was an artist, and he taught me when I was younger. I was like 10, and he taught me what the difference between form and content was. He taught art. He was an art teacher.
Right.
And he was talking about punk versus heavy metal. And I was a little kid. I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. But he taught me about like what's inside an art form is more important than how it looks or what it appears to be. That's why I'm not Mr. Reunion Tour. I don't give a shit about just playing old songs for people to put their beers up in the air and pretend that they're in high school again. Nothing disinterests me more than that. Like, I'm interested in making a new CD that you like, and that's part of my body of work next to the other Skid Row records. When I'm dead, that's what's going to be around. That's what's going to last, is the content. It's not, is this a Skid Row album or a Sebastian Bach record? That goes away over time. People put it in their iPods and they just listen. So that's what I'm interested in. That interests me a lot.
That's really true. Just a couple more questions here, Sebastian. I'll let you go. Okay. Sebastian, on back to basics. You know, you cover Zepp. You know, communication breakdown.
You know your shit, man.
Well, I tried, buddy. You know, and you know you cover Rod's stuff. I mean, in some respect, I mean, are you looking for that kind of an image as an artist where you know Rod went off and did all his classics and the covers, and Plant went off and did the Alison Krauss things, away from their obviously away from the metal bands and the in a sense maybe you're kind of looking for that identity.
I'm the guy that when Robert Plant does an interview and says that he doesn't want to be in Led Zeppelin, he wants to be with Alison Krauss. I'm the guy that respects that. I'm not the guy who go, why does he need Led Zeppelin? Like, I don't see why he should be, because he's not feeling it. My whole thing is, like, I let the artist be the artist. I don't watch an artist make art and then cut up his art, because it's his fucking art. It's like, let him make what he is here to make. Don't tell Picasso what to paint. Why isn't he painting this? Like, what the fuck? Let him paint what he wants to paint. Let me sing what I want to sing. I am me. I'm a Neil Young fan. I don't listen to his record on samples on Amazon before I buy it. I just go fucking buy it because he's never let me down before. I don't, and even if he makes a record that doesn't sound like I was expecting, I don't not like him for it. I kind of listen to it and try to figure out where he's coming from, and it's interesting to me. I don't need my music to be cookie cutter and all nice and wrapped up nice, and like I like stuff that's dangerous and exciting and something I never heard before. Somebody said, "What's rock and roll?" and they said something you never heard before, and I was like, that's a really good way to describe it. I don't want to be bored. Like, that's why I love my record, Kicking and Screaming, because it kicks my ass from the first time I press play on the first song right to the very last note. It's entertaining, and the performances are very good, and the songs are very good, and that's what I wanted to achieve. And Neil Peart said that. He goes, when you're judging somebody's art, you have to say, what was their purpose that they wanted to achieve, and did they achieve it well? And I think that if I go on those two criteria, my album is a fucking winner, because all I wanted to do is make an album that that kicked your ass, and I achieved that.
That's really interesting, man. And so, Sebastian, you're on the road now, or you'll be going on the road?
I'm playing. We're putting together a tour now in Europe and some dates in the U.S. before December. And as soon as I get some dates, I'll put them on my website.
And you'll be bringing in a bass player. Obviously, Nick's not going to play bass.
Yeah, I have a bass player, Rob DeLuca, that I've had for years and years and years, and he'll play live. Nick played on pretty much all the demos
right.
on this CD. So if another bass player was to come in, I would just say, play what Nick played. So I just let Nick play it.
And last question, Sebastian, will you bring in like a second guitar player?
Yeah, I have a guitar player, Johnny Chromatic, that wrote some songs on Angel Down, Stuck Inside, which is amazing, and Stabbing Daggers, which is really amazing too.
Sure.
That's my album before this one.
Sure.
Yeah, Johnny's still in the band, but this record wasn't a slight against those two guys. It's just that Nick came in and with all these ideas, and it's just like, maybe I'll write with them in the next one, but Nick just fucking crushed me with fucking rock.
Gotcha. And so obviously, I mean, you dig the two guitar thing. I mean, the Skid Row thing.
Yes, I do. Yeah, but my first concern is the song and what is going to make this song sound better, and I just focus in on that, and I think with Nick playing the bass and the guitar, it's kind of like a Van Halen thing with the two brothers or Pantera. He's overdubbing to his own riffs, and so I just think that's the way it has to be, and maybe the next record will be completely different, but this record had to be like this.
Exactly. And talking about Van Halen, are you looking forward to maybe hearing that?
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that. That's awesome. That's cool, man. I can't wait.
That's great. Sebastian, thank you so much, man.
Thank
I really
you,
love the record, and it was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you very much. Great talking to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.